What's up, Will and Grace fans? There were straight camps and vagina names, and we're here to talk about it on the Will and Grace Season 9, Episode 4, Grandpa Jack. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Let's play a little piano, y'all. Yes, what's up, everybody? We are back with Season 9. I keep saying Season 4. Season 9, Episode 4. Grandpa Jack, Will and Grace, we're so excited to be here to cover this really deep episode. You guys, what were your initial thoughts before we intro?
They had everything and more.
Yeah.
I think funniest episode.
Crystal?
I really liked it because it went from like really funny to like really serious to really funny.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys, I am Timothy Michael. You can find me everywhere at I am Timothy Mike. I am joined by my lovely co-host. Can you introduce yourself, guys?
Cristal McLaughlin here, and you can find me at all social media at Cristal823.
Hey guys, I'm Sanders Kennedy, and I am on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Just Sans World.
And unfortunately, Nakia at Kiki Boom Boom, I'll give her a little shout out, cannot be here tonight. We will miss her. She is missed, but we are going to hold down the fort like the fearless hosts that we are.
That's
Yes.
Let's dive in, you guys. Pajama party position. Did anybody know about this?
No, I just sat like that.
Yeah.
I do too. I do too.
Yeah, but you're a girl.
I know.
The shade is real tonight.
I mean, I don't think I've ever sat like that before, and no, maybe I probably have. I probably have.
You look like you sit like that.
I do. Unconsciously, I do. You shady little thing tonight. I just didn't know that there was a name for it.
I didn't either.
I mean,
It's
Will and Grace
hilarious.
just informing me on all kinds of stuff. So we are introduced to Grace's dilemma this episode, which is her dry vagina.
Oh, yes.
Her broken dry
Yes,
vagina.
yes.
How did you guys feel about them introducing Grace's non-sex life?
I think it was funny.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that Karen called it, a fireplace, right? Yeah. I mean, I think we all have been there, not necessarily
Yeah.
just Grace. Like, we've all been there where we just have a dry spell. And you know what? It's okay. You just you're being rejuvenated during this time, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Grace, there were times in the past where she had dry spells, but this was really dry. As Karen showed on the mirror, there was no steam at all. But
She had no heat from her undercarriage. None.
nothing. But I'm sure she'll make up for it though.
Yeah, I agree with you, Crystal. I feel like when you're having a dry spell, it's a good time to self-reflect.
Absolutely.
And especially with Grace, because she did just go through a divorce.
Yes.
And we saw Leo last episode.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising. And Grace never seems like that person to just jump in bed with people.
Yeah, and she's not needy. You know, she's an
No, she's
independent
needy.
woman, okay?
She's needy.
I mean, she's needy in another way.
Yes, but not in a sexual way.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
in an attention way.
As she's made very clear.
But when she is with someone, she's very sexual.
Yes.
Like she goes all the way in.
Yes, she does.
She makes up for lost time.
Which kind of introduces us to the Tony character, which is a callback to episode 1 of this season. I didn't think they were going to bring him. I mean, I knew they were going to bring him back, but I was surprised that he was brought back in this episode. What did you guys think about seeing him again?
I forgot about him.
Did you really?
Yeah. I thought that they had an idea, then they're like, oh no.
Oh, for the pilot, you
yeah.
mean? Yeah.
But I'm happy that they brought him back. I just wish it didn't take this long to bring him back.
Yeah.
Because the first time they showed him, I didn't understand really anything that was going on. And I'm like, okay, he's just some guy. He's like a helper. Is he a delivery man? Like, what does he do?
Yeah.
And it was like, bye. I wish they would have told him like a little bit more of him. So I'm comfortable with him now. And it looks like Grace is too.
Yeah.
But didn't we kind of discuss like who he was going to be? And I think we talked about him
Yeah.
being a possible love interest for Grace.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to happen. I'm totally down for that.
I mean, I don't know if I'm down for that. No, I feel like Grace needs to be with somebody a little bit more mature.
Of course.
I don't even like it as a fling, you guys.
Me either.
But
Right?
see, I think that's what makes it so great is that like it's okay for a man to date younger, but not a woman.
No, it's not that. No,
We're not playing this because
don't put
Halle
anything
Berry,
in my mouth.
Halle Berry got her a younger man. I'm all about it. And I
Yeah.
hate when like TMZ and all those people try to say that younger women can't date, older women can't date younger men because when the older men do it, nobody bats an eyelash. But when
No.
older women do it. Everybody, there's like an
Yes.
uproar about it.
Oh, yes.
I love that she could feel confident enough to do that, and she should if she wants to. I just don't like it for Grace. I mean, we're attached to these characters, and I just don't like it
So
for
why?
Grace.
That's the
I don't
question.
know. I just feel like her coming off of a divorce, I feel like Grace in general just needs somebody who is grounded because she isn't as mature as she likes to say that she is. So I feel like she needs somebody to balance her out in that way.
Okay, but think
Yeah.
of it like this. What about her just coming out of a divorce, right? A marriage that's very serious. She doesn't want to get with someone serious. She wants to have fun. She wants to let that red hair down. Okay.
But I would rather see Karen have fun with him and have Grace have fun with everybody else.
That's true. I mean, God, why see?
He always
does that.
No, but I love this dialogue. I don't know. You guys tell us what you think. I mean,
Yes.
do we like, would we like a potential romance with Grace and Tony, or do we like Tony more with Karen? Or will they introduce another
both
character?
together.
Oh gosh, little threesome action. I don't know, because
Eh.
we all know Karen would be down for it.
Oh, yes.
That would be funny.
Right?
That would be
funny.
really funny if they all woke up in bed together. Like all of a sudden, like Karen's up. And then Grace is like sits up, and then in the middle of the covers, like he sits up. Like that would
Yeah.
be a perfect ending.
Well,
of, like,
you know,
an episode.
everybody would have to be really
Listen to that, NBC.
Yeah, NBC, listen to that.
And cut
but
that
they,
check.
they would have to be really drunk for that to happen, and we already know Karen is. So we only got 2 more people to do.
Yes.
I'm glad that they reintroduced Tony. I love the pop culture reference that they had, or political reference that they had this episode.
Oh, so good.
I'm pretty
So
sure our
good.
jaws hit the floor.
I literally turned around. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done.
You had whiplash for sure.
Oh, I had to turn all the way around.
He turned 180 degrees
Yeah.
around. You guys, if you don't know what we're referencing to, obviously it was the Karen throwing the paper towels to Tony and saying, "There you go, Puerto Rico."
Yes.
Obviously in reference to Donald Trump doing it, which was brilliant for the writers. I mean, it's just brilliant.
And it shows
was.
that this wasn't taped that long ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
very current.
Yes.
They're like
Yes.
a month behind.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was very funny, and you could tell everybody was like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of those.
You felt it. We even felt it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny.
I thought it
for
was
sure.
great. I thought it was
Yeah.
great. So Karen has this idea that Grace hired Tony to work there because Grace likes Tony.
Well, first she said she thought it was for her, and then she realizes
Karen
as
thinks
she's
everything's for
saying
her.
it, it's for Grace.
Oh yes.
So
Do you think it was a subconscious decision that Grace maybe did it? Not like consciously, where Grace was like, "Oh, I like to look at you. I'm going to hire you," but more of like,
yeah,
subconsciously.
why not?
Really? I mean,
Maybe.
I like Tony. I like Tony.
I mean,
just don't think
we
he's
still
good.
don't know his qualifications, right?
Right.
I want to know his
Right.
background.
Yes.
I want to know where
Yes.
he came from. How old is he? What does he do? What is he
Yes.
inspiring to do? Is he an intern or is he
Exactly.
really working?
That's what I'm saying,
Because if he's an
background.
intern, then like, okay, get another intern. Like, let's push them through.
I completely agree with you. I think I need more backstory from him. I need not even a backstory like where he came from, his family. I don't need any of that. I just need to know what he's doing now.
Yes.
Is he an intern?
Yes.
I'd like
That's
that
like his
idea.
LinkedIn, right? His LinkedIn account.
Yeah. Let's get some LinkedIn accounts up in here. We do find out something funny about Tony this episode is that he can sing, and him and Grace have this really tense moment, if you will.
Yes.
Tense and then really funny, where Tony is showing Grace how to use her diaphragm.
And he touched it.
Oh, he touched her
Oh,
diaphragm.
yes.
He was all over that
Yes.
diaphragm, y'all. What did you guys think of that scene?
I think it was flirty and fun.
Yeah.
I hope that it doesn't go further than that.
Yeah.
Because then it would either make him like, I don't know. If he wants to stay on the show for a long time, then let's not go all the way.
Yeah.
Yes,
Let's
yes.
tease it very little.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
extreme with Karen. Like, oh yeah, me and Karen got caught having sex in the room. Oh,
Yeah.
like we won't take it that serious.
Yeah.
But when it's Grace, it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little cat and mouse. I think that would be good too.
Yeah, flirty,
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
Sandra said,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. And you could tell he was a little uncomfortable by it, so maybe he's not even reciprocating that.
I-
Maybe, what if he is gay? What if?
I don't.
because it wouldn't be a shocking thing
It
if
wouldn't-
Jack
no.
walks out and it's like, oh hi.
Yeah, right. It wouldn't be as shocking, but I do want him to stay straight if he is straight.
What if he's
I want him to be straight.
bisexual?
They haven't introduced a bisexual character, and that would be
sure.
really awesome if they did that. They also haven't introduced a transgender character, and I'm
Well, he could be trans also.
Well, I'm just saying, I would like them to. There's LGBTQ. There's other
Oh,
things
of course,
besides
yeah.
L and G. So I'm excited to see if they explore a little bit more of the alphabet
Yes.
in these future episodes. But we do find out that Grace it feels guilty about what happened with Tony.
Yes.
So I don't honestly think that Tony is going to be involved with Karen or with Grace. I think he's just there to be the eye candy of the show. You know what I mean?
And he's good to look at.
Yeah. Eye
He
candy of the
sings
show.
good.
And he sings good.
He sings good. I hope he sings more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And then Grace comes to a realization that, you know, her marriage died, but the rest of her didn't. And I loved that quote because I feel like when women go through these hard times, and I'm not necessarily speaking about a divorce, it could be the death of a parent, death of a child, whatever, they shut down everything. Crystal, I want you to speak to this because you are
We're the only female.
outspoken female here. Have you ever been in a situation where, you know, something happened and like everything just shuts down?
And you just kept your lid
course.
closed?
Yeah. You feel stressed out and you just don't want to do anything. You don't want to get dressed up and you just don't want to go anywhere and you don't have the energy to have that like playful banter with the opposite sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, haven't you?
Well,
Yeah,
that
of
happens
course.
with guys too.
Yeah, it
I
happens
went
with
through
everybody.
that, and I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna become a couch potato.
Yeah.
One time I dated a guy for 2.5 years, and that was a bad relationship. And I didn't want to date anyone for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To close out Grace's storyline, on a lighter topic, so we find out that Grace and Karen have named their vaginas.
Yes.
Fun times.
Sophia.
Grace's vagina's name is Sophia. Karen's is named Jan, and Jan seems as sassy as Karen is. Question to Crystal.
Yes.
Have you named yours? We don't need to know the name.
Yeah.
You know
If
what?
you don't want to share it.
I have to be honest with you.
Okay.
I've never named it.
Okay.
But
Has
I mean,
anybody else ever named it?
Oh,
No. Not that I know of.
You know somebody would.
I'm just imagining it, which is putting me in shock with some random guy like, hey, Lauren. Like, who the fuck is Lauren?
No, but I mean, we can take a poll. No,
I mean, what should Crystal's vagina's name be?
Leave it in the comments down below.
Even guys name their penises too.
Yeah, they do.
And I mean, I don't have a name for mine. Nobody's ever named mine, if I'm being honest.
Standard.
I'm pleading the fifth.
Okay,
I'm pleading.
Too quiet.
the
He was
fifth.
too quiet. I knew it.
I agree. So yeah, I like that Grace was contributing the comedic relief to this episode because now we're going to go into more of the heavier stuff.
Yes.
So a little boy shows up on the doorstep. His name is Skip. He turns out to be Jack's grandson.
Yes.
Hence the title of the episode, Grandpa Jack. Were you guys surprised by that?
Nope.
You knew exactly who that was?
I didn't know who it was, but I wasn't really surprised that they introduced a grandchild into the story because I think last time I spoke about, wait, he is a dad. Where's Elliot?
Yeah.
So I'm happy that they did bring back Elliot, not only Elliot, but a grandson also.
Yeah. What did you think of this whole thing, Crystal?
I wasn't surprised either, but then I wasn't really looking for it. I was just kind of like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I guess I was thinking more like, wow, Elliot's that big now?
Yeah.
Like, right? Because
yeah.
now he's got a son and
Yeah.
now Jack's a grandpa.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, Jack's not going to like that.
Yeah.
Not the fact that he doesn't like being a grandpa, but being considered a
And that's the
Considered.
thing. That was his character. I'm young. I'm beautiful. I'm the
Yes,
youngest one
yes,
here.
yes.
Everybody wants me.
Yes.
And now he is the only one with a grandson.
It's actually funny that you bring that up, Sanders, because I do want to talk about something that they said in the episode, which was gays are youth obsessed. And if you hang around with gay men in general, you do realize that we do want to keep our looks. We do want to stay as young as possible. But I don't think that but I don't think that necessarily has to do with just gay men. Women,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a
yes.
whole market, cosmetics,
Yes.
catered to women to
Yes.
look younger, to
100%.
feel younger. So just speaking of like the gay aspect though, I do feel like gays do have a Peter Pan complex, if you will. We do like to appear to be and to stay younger. So Jack being a grandpa, I knew that wasn't gonna fly over well.
No.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't happy. You could.
Well, I'm
Yeah, not
surprised he
at all.
didn't turn it into, yeah, I'm a grandpa and I'm still this hot. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
like, he usually pulls the positive out of everything. I'm like, he could have just turned it as like, I'm like the youngest looking grandpa out there right
yeah,
now. Like,
that's
but,
true.
a gilf.
yeah, he's a gilf.
Oh, I like that,
Yeah.
Crystal. Hashtag guilt, you guys.
Yes.
Grandpa I'd like to feel if you needed a breakdown of that. So we do get a little bit of Elliot's backstory because, yes, he is Elliot's son. And apparently Elliot married some conservative woman from Texas. no less. And then moved away. And then there was this, I guess, shift in him and Jack's relationship because they didn't really approve of Jack, and Jack didn't really approve of Elliot, you know, dating
Conservative views.
I found that interesting that Elliot would go off to Texas.
I just found it interesting that everybody goes in their own way, right? Their own path in life. But why would you not invite your father to your wedding? That's what bothered me.
And they addressed it in the episode.
Yes.
And I'm surprised that Jack has a problem with Elliot being conservative because Karen's conservative. So
yeah, but Karen's not that conservative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Karen's like one of those conservatives that's like cool with gays, and she's like, oh, I take drugs and alcohol, and blah blah. I don't judge anybody.
Basically, Meghan McCain.
Exactly. You are just gonna set off like everything tonight. Yes, just like Meghan McCain. But I do feel like it. I just lost my train of thought because you totally got me upside down with that. What I do love is that all of these little throwbacks that they have in the episode, just in the beginning when we are introduced to Skip, when he says, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, you are fabulous, as soon as Karen walks in.
Oh my God, yeah.
And it was a throwback to when Jack met her, and he kind of said the same exact line.
Yes.
I loved that. What did you guys think of that?
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I think they picked the best child actor for that. I can't imagine anybody else.
Yeah.
I don't know his background, but he fit perfectly.
Yes. And then we find out that Skip, well, before that, we found out Skip was maybe gay.
Yeah.
And
then that it was defined in that moment that he was, right?
Yes.
And I like the build up to that point.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So he's sitting, what is
His
it?
pajama sitting.
His pajama party position.
Yes. And then all of a sudden she walks in and you think, oh no, he's checking her out.
Yeah.
Or is he? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, he's not. He's not checking her out like that.
It's just like, it's complete awe and reverence to this amazing woman with amazing fashion sense, clearly.
Yes.
What did you guys think? And we're gonna go a little controversial with this episode, so prepare, guys. What did you think of the show introducing a gay kid?
It was not their first time.
No.
But as of right now, I think that it's great, especially for Spirit Day, hence why I'm wearing purple.
Oh.
But I think that it's a great thing that they're introducing because this generation, kids are finding out that they're different or even putting the label gay at a very young age now, being that we're so open with TV and radio and pop culture that people are finding out sooner. So I think that if another kid can put a face to a celebrity, it's good for them.
Did you know at a young age, Sanders?
Oh, I've been new.
Yeah, me too.
I knew when I was like about to puke when I was coming out my mom, I knew.
I liked how, I do like it only because I think children need to be able to look at the TV and say, oh, that's like me, right?
Yeah.
I think that's really important, and we've come a long way.
Yes.
So kudos.
You know what? I'm going to piggyback on that, and I'm going to say not only do children have to look at that and see something on TV that represents them, but parents need to understand that
100%.
Your child might just be gay, and it's not the end of the world.
No.
So not only can it help children, but it can also help parents in that situation as well.
Absolutely.
So kudos to the writers on that.
Absolutely.
We do find out that Skip is going to a camp. Did you guys initially think that it was a straight camp?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah. So did I. Which is sad. We'll get into it.
There are actual camps. And churches. And,
we will get into it. But Jack and Elliot have this really awkward exchange in the apartment. Jack and Elliot meeting for the first time after, 10 years. And clearly Elliot has changed a lot being in Texas.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of just Elliot's overall appearance?
I mean, it's Texas.
But did you guys think it was a little comical Texas, though?
Yeah, I mean, your typical what you think Texas would be, but then they do wear their like cowboy hats and their boots and stuff.
True.
You know,
and I'm not making fun of Texans, you guys, not at all.
Texas.
I just Elliot being how we used to see him and now going, it was like way different.
I mean, we change, right?
Of course,
we change. We I think especially from going to being a teenager and then to being an adult, there's a huge transition phase right there. So to me, it didn't surprise me. What about you?
Well, I like that he grew up and they didn't go the route of, oh, Elliot's gay too, which shows like you can have a gay dad and still be a heterosexual man and be conservative and have different beliefs, and it doesn't rub off on you. So can't catch it.
Agreed. I'm glad that you brought that up.
So I
like
love
that too.
Yeah,
I thought about that during the episode.
Yeah,
that's good.
So Will and Jack take it upon themselves to go on a rescue mission to go to Camp Straighten Arrow, to rescue poor little Skip. And we find out that Jane Lynch, and I don't know this actor's name, forgive me, but he does play a lot of gay characters.
He's on Girls.
He's really hot.
Yes. He is very attractive.
I love the way he kicked his leg.
Yes, because he is a cheerleading experience. They are the owners of said camp, and they have to figure out how to get Skip outside, and obviously Will comes up with the plan because Jack obviously is not going to. But they do get Will, they do get Skip outside, and Jack and him have this really tender moment where Jack is trying to tell him that it's going to be okay, it gets better. What did you guys think of that?
That was sweet. I mean, that's what you do, right?
Yeah.
You comfort those that you love, and being that Jack has been in that position before, who better to have told him than Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm happy that they didn't end it with a dun-dun joke and just kept it serious.
So do I.
And had to really take it in and know that this is a serious moment. It's a heart-wrenching moment, but this is real life. Yeah. And this is what happens. And there's always someone out there that will support you. Like he said, you're born to the family that you're in, but you get to choose
when you get older.
Yeah, when you get older.
Yes.
And that's really true.
I love that.
I love that too.
Yeah, my other favorite line was, this place can't fix you because you're not broken.
Yeah.
And that goes to a lot of people. This doesn't have to necessarily go for, homosexuality, guys. This has to do with a lot of things.
Individuality.
Individuality, exactly. No matter who you are, you don't necessarily have to be fixed because you're not broken.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm different. Yeah, I'm different.
Hey. Did you guys notice the shirts that the campers were wearing that said it's not always best to be yourself?
Oh yeah.
I was like, what is that? That's insane. I was so mad at that.
Yeah.
I mean, there could have
only for role playing, but then again.
Very true. Very true. Speaking of conversion camps, guys, really quick, they do exist.
They do.
They are real. This wasn't like a fiction kind of thing that the writers came up with. They're Christian anti-gay conversion camps. Parents spend thousands of dollars to send their kids to these. There is one, it's called Blessed Hope Christian Academy, and it's run by a Christian pastor, and he charges $21,000 a year for one child. To change them. And just so we are aware, the American Psychological Association openly opposes any psychiatric treatment which is based per the assumption that homosexuality is a mental disorder or that a person can change his or her homosexual orientation. And did you guys know that conversion therapy is only banned in California, Illinois, Oregon, New Jersey, and Washington, D.C. for minors?
Well, funny thing, I know a guy who's making a documentary based on this, and he is going to be going to different camps and interviewing like people who are in it and just kind of like viewing it from the outside. Yeah. And it's a real thing, people. Yeah. It's kind of crazy and it's sad, really.
It's so sad.
It's so sad.
And it might not be like back in the 60s, 70s where they actually brought you into like an insane asylum and like shocked you and
did a lobotomy on you.
Did physical therapy, like physical things, but it's still abuse of the mind for a young child. You're torturing them because they're thinking one way as they should, then you're like, no, it's wrong, think this way. And it's like really, it's just brainwashing, and I just find it torturing.
No, and 2020 did a special on it as well. They went the same as what your friend is doing, going undercover to these, Christian conversion camps. And the things that they do in these camps, it's like a prison. It's just not right. And if anybody's watching who is thinking of or has been through this, you are not alone. I've thankfully never had to have gone through that, but you're not alone, and it does get better. And it's just sad, like Crystal said. It's just extremely sad.
I would love to know what happens here. Do they like handcuff them to a girl and have them walk around the whole time, or that your buddy for the whole 4 weeks? Like, I want to know what they do, and
I think it's more of it's not about like being gay. It's about acting on those impulses. So you can be gay, but you just can't have sex with men.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So I think with these conversion therapies, they try to instill this masculinity in you, what a man is supposed to be. And
I'm not going to even...
I know, and it's the 21st century, you guys. There's really no rules. I mean, if we were going to look at that, women shouldn't even be working. Crystal shouldn't even be sitting here with us right now.
Girl, give me some food.
I mean...
I do cook really good. I would bring you some. That's a Hispanic in me.
Give me some rice and beans, girl.
But yeah, it's just really sad that this still goes on.
Yeah.
But if we speak about it and create this dialogue...
Yes.
People will start paying attention, and we need to make some noise. And I know a lot of people are afraid to talk about it, but you can't be afraid. You got to speak up, no matter what age you are.
And I totally agree, and I think that is why Will and Grace is so important right now.
Yes.
Because they are tackling these crazy... I didn't think they would ever do an episode like this, and they are. And I think that's amazing. I think that it is needed right now, especially with all the attacks on the LGBTQ community right now.
Yeah. I liked how they made light of it. The camp counselor saying challenge accepted and kisses well, right?
Yes.
I mean,
because there's really, you can never change yourself, and that's just what that moment said. Like, no matter how many times you try to what is the word I'm looking for? To
convert.
To what is it?
Convert
or to
suppress.
Suppress. Thank you. Your true feelings, you can't.
The penis never lies.
The penis never lies. The heart never lies. The mind never lies. Whatever you want to call it. But I'm really excited that Will and Grace tackled such a deep episode.
And I was a little bit afraid that they were going to talk about issues that people would become sensitive to, and they'll be like, "Oh no, their jokes are too far." But I think they found the right balance to really hit the hard topics, and they're not going too far. And they could have went a little bit further if they really wanted to. But I think that was a great good balance.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think another thing that I liked is how they closed out the episode. And like you said, they didn't really try to do it in like a comedic way, in a ba-dum-bum way. It was more of like Elliot acknowledging who his father was, acknowledging that, yes, Jack might be a flamboyant, crazy homosexual, but he is still a good person at heart. And even though Elliot went all conservative, that's okay, just as long as you're not judging people. Like, conservative people can be conservative people, gay people can be gay people.
Yeah.
Just love one another.
There's gay conservatives.
Thank you. I think the biggest message of any religion is just to love one another and be kind to one another.
Absolutely, 100%.
Just respect. Just don't do harm to other people and live your life the way you want to, just as long as you're not hurting other people.
Yeah.
Do it respectfully and everybody will get along.
Yeah. What was your favorite line of the episode, you guys?
Ooh, I had a few.
Sanders, tell us.
Okay.
So Edward's sissy hands.
I
love that.
So good.
I love that.
Quick one. That was
a really
And I
funny
love
one.
Law and Order LGBTQ.
I love
and
that.
just, hey, Grandpa.
Okay. Sanders is writing all of them down.
I
Crystal,
have
what
to
was
say
yours?
the first one, the
Edward
Edward
Scissorhands.
Scissorhands.
yes. And in public, you're my brother, right?
That
When
was
you-
amazing.
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
really
so
good.
fun.
I feel like all of mine are always from Karen, and when she threw the paper towels and said, "There you go, Puerto Rico."
Yeah.
Only because I'm half Puerto Rican and half Irish,
Yes.
so it was just
Hey.
one of those like moments that you were
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they went there," and then they went there. Any final thoughts on the episode, you guys?
Best episode this season.
agree.
It's going to take
I
a
really
lot
liked
to
it.
top
Yeah.
this episode.
Yeah.
I know they can, but I want to say this is the best episode out of the whole series.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a tall
Because
order.
I don't think they went this far
Yeah.
before.
I agree.
I think
agree.
it was a perfect balance of serious and
Comedic.
What am I trying to say?
Like they made a lightheartedness, and that's just the
absolutely.
kudos to the writers, which we do every
Yes.
week,
Yeah.
of how they can take such a serious situation and make it lighthearted.
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean?
And to be honest with you, I'm glad the show's back. It's
Yeah.
going to bring a lot of light to the world.
Yeah. Awesome, you guys. That has been the recap of season 9, episode 4 of Will and Grace. Tell them where they can find you guys.
Cristal McLaughlin here. You can find me on all social media at Cristal823.
And I'm
I was just saying, and Sanders.
and I'm Sanders Kennedy. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Just Sans World.
You guys, I am Timothy Michael. You can find me everywhere at I am Timothy Mike. And to steal a line from Will and Grace, like those shirts says, it's not always best to be yourself. I'm going to change that a little bit and say it is always best to be yourself. So always be yourself. Thank you so much for joining us, you guys. Have a great night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.